If Astarte is the goddess of the source, and the void was contained in her very garden, might it stand to reason that it was in fact the void who turned source into such a dark and terrible power? But the tapestry has been rewoven. Time has been restored. I must speculate no more, and instead we must see what new shred of our tale you've uncovered.
With the Guardians distracted, Astarte lifted the lid of the God Box. What she saw was nothingness. Astarte had called forth the Void Dragon, whose sole purpose was to undo all creation. Caught off guard and terrified, the Guardians, sworn protectors, fled. But Astarte stood firm. She grabbed hold of the dragon and hurled it and herself into the reaches of the void. Here she battled the dragon for all eternity. For his deception, the Trife was cast out of the first creation. He fell to Rivellon, a monstrous creature unworthy of the realm of the gods. Since that terrible day, Source has been tainted by the presence of the void. A once beautiful power has become corrupted, and those attempting to wield it often go mad in the process.
Who knows what wonder awaits you?
We may have been tricked into allowing Astarte to open the God Box, but we fled when faced with the Void once more. To think that all this chaos was unleashed by our foolishness.
Well, aren't you going to leap through?
You have to reach me. Star stones will pave the way. Find them, use them, empower them, and hurry. Please make haste.
Only Starstone can stay the Maelstrom now.
Alas, that the damnable stuff is hidden better than a leprechaun's pot of gold.
Welcome, welcome, step right up. Browse these fine goods from far-flung fairy worlds and local slums the same. Take your time, or don't. Time is meaningless after all.
I really need you both to be here. Much depends on the knowledge I will share. Well, aren't you going to leap through? Who knows what wonder awaits you?
Itself would include so many threads dangling, tempting for any claw.
Rawr! That is, how could Jared? He lost his... If you say so.
Daemon, Daemonium, only fool. I assume you address me, and so let the... What can I do for you? So do you now?
Rawr! That is, Beardot.
Do you really think he'd let me in on it in advance if he'd been... Source Hunter, welcome, welcome. tapestry represents all of time. One wouldn't think time itself would include so many threads dangling temptingly where any claw could reach it.
Look alive, Madam Weaver. Our friend Ahu here is no better than the Void when his instincts overcome him.
Clawing at time and void. He wouldn't, would he?
You and Zandalor have always been close, Ahu. Pray tell, did you know anything about his affair at the King Crown?
Come now. Do you really think he'd let me in on it in advance if he'd been planning an affair with your sister?
How can I tell? Maybe you taught him a thing or two about slinking around in between shadows.
If that were true, Ikama, he wouldn't have been murdered, resurrected, and pursued by the bringer of the apocalypse as a result, now would he?
Ha, true enough.
Sweet relief.
So this tapestry represents all of time. One wouldn't think time itself would include so many threads dangling temptingly where any claw could reach it.
Look alive, Madam Weaver. Our friend Ahu here is no better than the Void when his instincts overcome him.
Clawing at time and void. He wouldn't, would he?
Alas, I can predict with a degree of...
To it at last. All of of the missing threads have been rewoven, and the canvas is clear for the first time in eons. The final mystery may at least reveal itself. The final thread of your memory may be restored. Let us watch.
The Guardians had failed. Source was tainted, the Void was loosed, and all that stood between Rivellon and annihilation was Astarte herself. Overcome by guilt, they hoped to undo their failure by undoing reality itself. And so, they ripped their threads from the tapestry of time, so becoming unknown to history and unknowing of themselves for all eternity. As their threads fell to Rivellon like shooting stars, they hardened into crystals the people called Star Stones.
The choice, Frank, the choice. You'll have to speak to the statue before we know what you'll find through the portal.
Heard any good tales, my friend?
Waits you in the next chamber. I wonder what they'll say.
So the souls within us intentionally tore themselves from the tapestry of time.
Aren't you going to leap through? Who knows what wonder awaits you?
Let us build.
And look what happened. They killed themselves in the most thorough manner possible, only to bring more grief through Starstone.
Still, duty is honor, and honor is duty. I can understand their not being able to live with having failed to protect the Godbox.
So many threads dangling temptingly where any claw could reach it.
Look alive, Madam Weaver.
How might I serve our mission? In the ethereal, the drift of accept, it seems. Ask, and I shall answer. If I quite so. Your absence, it should be an impossibility, but I do not know you, which makes you my one perennial imperfection. But perchance I may be cured of this blindness. Perchance the blemish may be undone, and time can be redeemed.
What's the word, Source Hunter?
Aren't you going to leap through? Who knows?
Source Hunter, welcome, welcome.
You and Xandalore have always been close.
I wonder who awaits you in the next chamber. I wonder what they'll say.
By the hoary beard of Boreas, can it be? You've come home. It's about time, isn't it? Your quarters have been invaded by all manner of madness. explore your abode. You startled me. I guess my head was up in the clouds.
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter. Not lately, Master Imp. Indeed, I very much fear that until the Void is caged once more, there will be no future to prophesy.
How gratifying to see you return. You are quickly becoming my favorite customer.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Ah, gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapours?
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Sauce hunters, eh? All right, proper. We're finally getting out. If you've got a favourite sheep.
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison?
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Here for your daily serving of veggies. Please partake of the
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter.
Heard any good tales, my friend?
You've returned, my brilliant friend. What is it that you wish to know? Take care, my friend.
The hoary beard of Boreas, can it be? You've come home. It's about time, isn't it? Your quarters have been invaded by all manner of madness. Off to explore.
If you know... How can I help you, my friend?
You've returned, my brilliant friend. What is it that you wish to know? Take care, my friend. You've returned, my brilliant friend. What is it that you wish to know? Take care, my friend. You've returned, my brilliant friend. What is it that you wish to know? Take care, my friend.
Your head will spin faster than my blade. Feeling hot under the collar?
Not even worth the rummaging.
Dry off. Toasty.
It never rains, but it pours, eh? Toasty!
Ah, I'm tripping.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
One man's trash is another man's trash.
I am on the trail, Source Hunter.
Not even worth the rummaging.
Whirlwind!
Storm of fire! Rainfall! Poison my bones.
I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
Heard any good tales, my friend?
I need to dry off. This boulder looks strange. This boulder looks strange. Unreal, even.
Who are you? Stay away from my family. They know nothing of the wizard. Take me. A source hunter? Lodian, the gods have answered our prayers. I can think of no more welcome deliverer from this predicament than one of your esteemed order. Seven bless us, and you too. Zandalor is a brilliant man, even among wizards. Why he chose to settle in this sleepy little town, I can't say. But then again, he never did remain for long. Always dashing off to attend to some matter or other, our wizard. We cared for his home while he was away, and attended to him when he was in. We were quite fond of him, and I do believe he was rather fond of us too. It seems that when we triggered this cellar's defenses, he knew straight away. Within a minute or so, a strange orb of light appeared before us. It grew sharper and sharper about the edges. I held out my hands to grasp it, and it fell, heavy as a pearl, in my hands. From the orb came Zandalor's voice, clear and strong, as though he were standing just before me. His voice was hurried, strained in a way I'd never heard before. Something unthinkable, that he was traveling through the Phantom Forest, that heart of horrors, and into the ancient Source Temple that rests within its cursed depths. He told us to wait for the White Witch, asked us to deliver a message, something important by the sound of it. We wrote it down, word for word, and will pass it along whenever it is she comes. Believe me, Source Hunter, the last thing I'd want to do is disparage you, but this message is simply too important to hand over to a recent acquaintance. Perhaps if you had some proof of your association, we might feel better handing it over. Aye, we three laboured under Zandalor's employ. He was right decent to us, and it's thanks to him we managed to escape the brutes upstairs. Zandalor prepared this hidden place long ago. It's almost as though he knew, somehow, that this day would come. Or perhaps he knew only that the forces of evil would always pursue those of goodness and light. Many years ago, he told us that if ever we found ourselves in danger, we should flee to this cellar. Shut fast its door, he said, and mark the jam with a chalk pentangle. This will call forth the magic I have assigned for your protection. It seems our friend was true to his word. I know little more than its name implies, but if a temple of Source does indeed rest within that blighted forest, a greater evil I cannot imagine. Many is the year since ghoul or beast has ventured out of the defiled sanctuary of those woods, yet still we of the village dare not enter. Legend says that to set a single foot into the Phantom Forest is to invite death's grasp. It's a legend none wish to test. As you may know, this town was founded as the last bulwark against the Source monstrosities that reside within that terrible place. After the fall of Brachus Rex, the defeated darkness retreated to those woods, and haunted they have remained ever since. Not much to see here, I'm afraid, but you're welcome to take a look around.
Make yourself at home for the present. He's a good and decent man.
How very strange to see a friendly face in these dark times. Straight a cat told you. I don't know much about Source Hunters, but I never knew them to be, well, cat whisperers or any such thing. Nevertheless, I suppose I've seen stranger things around a wizard's table. If what you say is true, it must be Jinxica to whom you spoke. How wonderful to hear she lives. I feared she'd been lost to the orcs or the wilds, but it seems our kind Kitty has been helping us all this time. We called for old Jinxie before going into hiding, but this little stray here was the only one who showed up. I figured better to save one little whiskered friend than none. Oh, that dear fellow. He had a great, but he had been somewhat
I need to dry off.
I'd prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
What's the word, Source Hunter? A family of Xandalor's servants? Why, yes. Yes, he spoke often of a faithful trio in his employ. He said he'd trust them with his life if it came down to it. Take this ring. It will mark you as my ally.
I have seen the void, and it haunts me. Follows my vision like confused spots after staring in the sun.
We are haunted by the same vision, my friend. The end of all visions. But only in the dark can light be born. Let us cling to that and hope.
Tell me, O Weaver, if you know all that is past and present, does that mean you know the future as well?
Alas, no. I can predict with a degree of certainty, but I cannot speak of what is to come unequivocally. Time and I are one, but we must both run our course before reaching reality. Master Imp. Very, very cold.
How can I help you, my friend?
I am on the trail, Source Hunter. Heard any good tales, my friend? If you say so, sir.
I assume you address me for a reason. Only fool. What can I do for you, Source? Do you now?
I am on the trail, Source Hunter. May the hunt...
Back on my feet again. On the mend. Into the fray once more.
How can I help you, my friend?
Tell me, my friend, have you heard any recent prophecies regarding the... what was it again? Oh yes, the so-called damned.
Behold these skulls bereft of the lips with which they kiss.
Hello again. Their hiding place is enchanted, you see.
Look here! Look at you! Not I. Why make a permanent? And so I ask, where I? So many of these skulls are...
The totem's cold. Lifeless, the totem silent.
Is that one of them lovely Baywater belts? Oh, no, false alarm. Just a few yards of intestine. My, you're still alive. Wait, you did what now? Cleared the village of my best customers, did you? Well, we've got a word for that in the afterlife, you damn bone poacher. My, you're still alive. Can't say I remember, especially these days.
The totem's cold. Life the totem's sub.
Now I missed my nose. Must smell like delicious spit roast round here.
It's heating up.
But Zandalor has his own means of travel, a waypoint shrine in his own chambers reserved for his personal use. If we could only get there, we'd be able to flee this place lickety-split. The only trouble is what I've already mentioned. The wizard's house is rigged from top to bottom. If you'll be disabling its defenses, we'll slip through without problem. Good luck, Source Hunter, and unimaginable thanks from me and mine.
again. Into the fray once more. I feel better already. Back on my feet again. As good as a new penny.
It never rains, but it pours, eh?
Treasure on the ground. What a horn-loving dog you are. I won't hear such nonsense. No, indeed, an orc isn't really. Treasure, I suppose if you're tittle. Treasure on that carnivorous
It never rains, but it pours, eh?
What's this I've spotted?
Source Hunter, you stand at the very doorstep of dreaded Phantom Forest, and before you enter these woods, I need to tell you something. Something about me and Cassandra. The first thing you should know, my friend, is that I am not a human. I am in fact a true cat. At least, such was my start in life. I will tell you all, and all begins with Cassandra. Her tale is not a happy one. She was kept like a prisoner in her brother Brachus's castle, locked up alone in a tower like some fairy tale princess. One day, though, I came along. A young little tomcat that climbed up the branches of a tree, reaching her window. She was kind to me, fed me well and petted me to my heart's content. But her loneliness drove her to do more. She was a sorceress, you see, and with her magic gave me human consciousness and a voice to give it expression. We talked the days away, content to know one another, but once more, her loneliness drove her further. One morning I woke, and to my horror, yes, horror, I was a man. A cat no longer. Don't worry, she assured me. You can be your own self still, but here with me, a man you must be. Despite my confusion and apprehension, I admit it didn't take long for me to enjoy the newfound pleasures of a newfound existence. I loved her truly, loved her deeply. But then her brother took her. And when she returned, she was a lich, twisted and vile. In terror, I recoiled, fled our tower, and was soon discovered by Brachus's sentinels. They dragged me to the Mad King. So enraged was he to discover she had loved another that he feasted all his wrath upon me. All that is sweet and good in life ceased for many long years. Yet, despite it all, I loved Cassandra still, remembering the woman that was. So when the Source Hunters came, I wasn't simply liberated like I told you. No. I searched for Cassandra and, knowing she'd be executed on the spot, helped her make her escape. I, Hunter. I helped a sorceress lich escape. And that is the very reason I'm divulging all this. To warn you that she is here. Yes, it is true. Cassandra is the phantom that gives Phantom Forest its name. I fear that will indeed be inevitable. This is her forest now. She its queen. No trespass remains without consequence, and I have no clue how her mind twists and turns after all these years. Human yet, or horror only. Humanity. Oh, how I hope, imperfect though it may be, that a glimpse of humanity may still lie buried beneath the lich Cassandra is today. Be that as it may, stand warned that she possesses phenomenal powers, and that she is impervious to the sting of sword or sorcery. I haven't laid eyes on Cassandra in many ages, Hunter, and I fear for what you may find. Fear for what I may find.
It smells like an infected foot, but we've cleared the last of the mushrooms.
I'm sure the bats won't mind. I feel better already.
What a tale that was! A cat turned human, soon... I feel better already! Bless the seven, I am restored!
Back on my feet again. Just goes to show no animal should be given the brain of man. Look at what he caused by aiding Cassandra. A forest of death and depravity. He did that.
We can handle Cassandra! I merely hope that one day Ahu will love again and see there is value to be found in being human after all.
Elixir of the gods!
Into the fray once more. As good as a new penny.
If we do our job, these will be among the last.
As good as a
we
new
find.
penny.
Sweet relief. Back on my feet again. Bless the seven, I am restored. Something! Oh, I can't bear this. Oh, no. Leave me be. No, I don't belong here.
What a tale that was. Hi, my friends.
He has lived through the worst humanity has to offer, but at least he briefly knew love the best. On the mend!
Oh, the man.
Nevertheless, he has blundered. Growing too accustomed to the sight of corpses.
as she fled.
Heaven inspire us.
together for? Time to carve my victory into your skin!
Back on my feet again.
Oh, terrible. Terrible, terrible. Dearest master, I failed you. What will become of us? What will become of... Why? Blessed souls, untainted in these woods. How is it possible? And what a welcome sight you are to eyes grown so weary of chaos and corruption. Shiara is her name, and the hum of her energy among the trees is growing fainter. A dying heartbeat I know not how to save. We were caught by a terrible demon, a sick soul who thrives on the anguish he draws from others. I escaped, only to find that without Shiara's protection, I was an easy target for the Leaf Queen. I am a lamb among wolves, and Shiara's power is waning. Without help, this forest and all its creatures will succumb to evil. I've seen these woods pass through the hands of terrible fiend after fiend. First came the sorcerers, tainted by cruel magic. Next came the Lich Queen, mired in sorrow and a thirst for death. But I would have served them all in gratitude if it meant we'd be free of Balberith.
Sweet relief.
He thrives on pain. He feeds on it like a bee to a flower. He must have caught whiff of Shiara's sanctuary here, her home for creatures tainted by source, and figured he'd found himself a never-ending feast of pain. He captured us both, Shiara and I, and so the creatures of these woods were left vulnerable. I managed to escape while he glutted himself upon the fears of an unlucky passer-through, but I could not free my master in time. He keeps her there in his lair even now, waiting for her to break, so that he may consume her. Is that why you've come? Do you intend to destroy Balberith? Blessed I knew you were, but your bravery is astounding. To find the demon, you must make a path through the many creatures he's tormented. Tread around them with care, O hero. They have been tainted, but any anguish you inflict upon them will only feed Balberith and make him stronger. Once Balberith is destroyed, Shiara will be free. In time, her spirit will heal, and with it this forest. Thank you, brave Blessed One. Good luck. Do you feel the spirit of these woods, Blessed One? It's growing fainter every day, overcome by darkness, pain, and terror. My mentor, the forest spirit, is dying, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. I am the spirit's apprentice.
and it was once our happy lot to care for and heal the flora and fauna of this forest. I have so much still to learn, but my mentor has been overcome by the powerful forces of evil that have invaded our home. Oh, terrible. Terrible, terrible. Dearest Master, I have failed you. What will become of us? What will become of the trees, the creatures? She's done it now. She's finally done it.
Oh, terrible. Terrible, terrible. My friend, I have heard of the spirit of the forest in the most ancient of songs. If this spirit is the same as she, we must do whatever we can to help her. Hers is a magic as eternal and pure as that of the divines themselves.
It's you! Welcome, dear Liberator. Welcome to Phantom Forest. In truth, I am much surprised to see you here. For though animals... Oh, but of course! Well, I was walking just over there to the right.
The ram rescuer has chanced upon...
The most fortunate pair of cows, Maurice. Free to graze and lounge at our leisure.
Does anybody else smell smoke?
Sweet
I needed that.
Back on my feet again.
A stitch in time, eh, my friends?
Into the fray once more.
Into the fray once more. Into the fray once more.
Sweet relief.
Time for some fancy footwork.
Gravity crushes me.
Crushes me.
Don't do that to us again.
Reality fills my being. Surrender now!
A stitch in time, eh, my friends?
Seven, aid me.
Time to carve my victory into your skin! Shocking touch!
Slaves of bloodlust! Seven power my blows. A stitch in time, eh, my friends?
Oh, how I'll sing of your entrails.
But already... I think we've seen enough from you.
Die, vermin!
I think I'll go for the eyes this time.
Missed! No foe can stand before me!
I unleash a whirlwind of destruction!
I need that.
The time of your death is at hand.
Would you care to hear a little tale?
Battering ram!
Let the blood of our enemies be your motivation.
I won't blunder now!
I know just the cure.
A stitch in time, eh, my friends?